That's professional, isn't it? All right, welcome to yet another awesome, amazing episode of Fireside Chats. I am your co-host along with my better half, Tony Spain.
You're too kind.
I know, right? He's the together one, and I'm the hoodie and t-shirt guy.
So it's an illusion, really.
It is, really. We're actually doppelgangers. So, Tony, I know your ass is on fire about something right now.
Oh man, it is madness. March.
March
It is March, my favorite month. March Madness, basketball, yes. NCAA.
The only truly American sport.
Well,
even though a Canadian came up with it.
I thought the Aztecs started it.
Well, we appropriate. Oh right, yeah. Well,
naturally,
anyway, I forgot all about the natives, but yeah, they had a hoop. They had a little ball,
yeah,
and but see,
like shoot
it
the rock.
was like that and soccer, where you could only use your head, your hips, your knees, and everything. And so if you touched with anything else, they would cut your heart out.
Right, and then the losing team captain got his head chopped off at the end.
Right. You know, it's funny.
That
actually,
would be some madness.
I was looking it up though, but the person who won was the one they sacrificed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I thought it was the other way around.
See, that I would love being in Mayan society as a loser. It would be like one of the only times it worked out for me.
Well,
so we can have that fun stuff. So what is going on with March Madness?
So anyways, it's the first time because they didn't have it last year. It got canceled before the tournament even started because of the whole COVID situation.
Yeah.
Right, and but it's back, and there's not. I think they're allowing some people in the crowds, but there's still not a whole lot.
But football is allowing more.
Yeah, a little more, I think.
Right.
But there's still, maybe because it's outdoors versus indoors. I don't really know the reasoning why.
Yeah.
But it is back, and I've got my picks. I'm ready. I'm excited. The first round is all over. So I went with in the Final Four. I've got Gonzaga, Alabama, which is really weird because they're kind of a football school.
Yeah.
But they're pretty good in basketball this year.
Yeah.
And they're a 2 seed. And then my other ones is Baylor and Illinois.
Yeah.
So that's my Final Four. And I think out of those 4, Illinois may have the hardest road to get there just because of the way they ended up in the brackets.
Yeah.
But I think they're the best team in the country. And I'm going with the Fighting Illini from Illinois because, well, that's where I'm originally from.
He is from Illinois.
And I grew up right by Champaign-Urbana. And so I'm going with the Fighting Illini to win the NCAA tournament. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
So, and we had multiple claps, so it's like we had an audience.
I know, it's like it's growing or something.
I have no picks. I honestly don't even give a rat's patoot. That's a nice way to put it. About that. It's not that I don't like basketball. I think that what you just mentioned about the crowds and everything proves once again that football is the more masculine sport than basketball. Definitely, without a doubt. I have no picks, but I'm pretty sure Gonzaga is going to win it. I've watched enough basketball.
I believe they're the favorites.
Gonzaga always wins. They are to basketball what Alabama is to college football. It's like, they're probably going to be number one.
Yeah, and they are the number 1 overall seed.
Overall,
and I do have them in the championship game.
I picked Gonzaga, even though I hate them, and I have no concern for their well-being whatsoever. But they are always number 1, so my pick is Gonzaga. We'll see how that goes.
Well,
I hope Illinois wins, though.
I got you.
So here we're pulling for Illinois.
The Fighting Illini.
Yeah, there you go. We're fighting for the Illini.
The Fighting Illini.
I have no idea what that is. Man.
Well, okay, so
no clue.
It was Illini Wick was a tribe
Right.
an Indian tribe, and that's where the name came from.
Okay.
So they don't associate with the chief anymore. This hat, that's how old this hat is.
Really?
Yeah, because like I think in maybe, I don't know, 90, somewhere in the 90s,
Yeah.
they stopped making any chief merchandise because they didn't.
Really?
Yeah, there was a protest on
Politically
campus, and right, yeah.
Yeah, like their vaginas started to
Right.
hurt.
So yeah, so they got rid of the chief, which is not a very popular decision.
That's a terrible decision.
In the state of Illinois.
Illinois, bad.
But
I would slap you on the wrist if I could, but I'm not going to hurt Tony. So I was thinking, it's crazy. Do you see how Biden, tripped on the staircase?
yeah, that was
3
some
times.
madness. That was some
crazy.
madness. Yeah,
Absolutely. You want to talk about madness?
Right.
The
And
media
then,
pretending like he isn't a senile old man.
Yeah.
That's madness.
Yeah, and
that is madness.
he actually, during the campaign, I don't know if anyone remembers this, was making fun of Trump
Right.
walking down
the
ramp from Air Force One.
To not have a faux pas
right.
like
yeah, and he's like, I can run up and down the ramp or something like that, and then he trips 3 times on the ramp. So that's a little bit of karma.
Come on, man. This is a guy who, he made corn pop here.
Yeah.
So, who knows if he couldn't run up and down a wet ramp.
Yeah.
Because he's Biden.
Right.
He's Mr. Scranton, even though I don't know why Scranton makes someone particularly tough. But Delaware anyway?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, it's from Delaware.
Even worse.
But how about
most inbred northern state.
what kind of madness would you call 16-year-olds being allowed to vote?
That would be crazy.
Would it?
I remember myself at 16.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how were you at 16?
Pretty much the same. I was pretty. I was smart enough to figure out both the Republicans and the Democrats sucked.
Right.
All the way back in the 90s. That was pretty easy to figure out. Even at the age of 15, I was like, yeah, I think they're both kind of full of it.
Right.
And I'm more of a live and let live kind of guy.
Right.
More a libertarian.
Libertarian.
As are you.
Yeah, a little bit. I just lean more right than you do, I believe.
Right.
But,
no, see, the thing is, I have that with my buddy Sean.
Mm-hmm.
We were, like so close. It was like that close to being homosexual. Like that's how close we were as friends. I've accidentally seen his penis.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. Bonding.
I always leave it to you to bring up the uncomfortable stuff.
Yes,
that's why we get along so well.
Exactly, I know, right? It's funny. I enjoy. I can go into that story, but I won't this time. We'll save.
Well,
that
we
for
appreciate
another
that you
episode.
won't go into that story.
We won't go into that, but
back to voting.
yeah, he is very left. He's libertarian in some of mine, but I'm a little bit more right wing. He's a little bit more left wing. It's like an odd couple thing. I'm like the Walter Matthau, and he's the John Lennon. Or which one was the uptight one, and which one was the?
Oh, I don't really remember.
Well, he was the more, like, I guess he was the more uptight one.
Yeah, I think
like
so.
that. I don't know, whatever. Who cares?
Right.
Whatever. It's an odd couple reference. Anyway,
But anyways, there's a bill.
16. Yeah, that's great.
There's a bill in the House right now, introduced by Representative Grace Meng, a Democrat from New York, that wants to lower the voting age nationally to 16.
Has she talked to anything? Does she have a 16-year-old?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I didn't look into it. But it would be the first time since, I believe, 71 when they lowered it to 18 from 21.
I think that was a bad idea.
And I think it was too. Although I can see arguments for it. If you're old enough to be in the Army and die for your country, I think you should.
I dismissed that argument out of hand.
The right to vote.
I refuse to even consider it.
But it's
like
been tried in a couple of places.
Yeah.
Tacoma, Maryland, I think they allow 16-year-olds to vote. I think in city elections.
Wow.
And Utah is trying to allow 16-year-olds to vote in school board races.
All of that, I think, is terrible. I think those places are going to descend into chaos.
I think it's lunacy myself.
Yeah, it's insane. But that's their business. If they want to destroy themselves, I'm not going to stop them.
Right. I don't think the bill in the House is going anywhere. I think it'll be dead on arrival.
Yeah.
They've tried to do this before.
So.
It never even gained any attention.
I'm definitely hoping so.
I think the reason the Washington Post picked up the story is probably because there's other places in the country that are trying it or have done it.
Well,
like Oakland and California.
Let's not bring that here.
So,
yeah. I think we're in agreement.
I don't think it's ever going to happen in South Carolina unless they amend the 26th Amendment, but I don't see it happening.
We have 26 amendments?
Yeah, well, that's the new voting one, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow. I really should read that sometime.
Yeah, you probably should.
I should.
Yeah, a lot of good information
I
in there.
should know more about
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Well, you know what some other March Madness is? The Dems passed that stimulus package.
Mm-hmm.
Or we're calling it, using quotations here on Fireside Chats, the stimulus package.
Yeah, because it didn't stimulate me.
Yeah, I think it stimulated a few Congress people's genitals.
Yeah.
I'm sure it stimulated that, but nothing else.
Right.
Nothing else. And I think nobody's going to like it. I mean, I hate it from a conservative level because we're just throwing more money onto the debt pile.
Mm-hmm.
And left-wing people hate it because there's no new social programs, there's no $15 minimum wage, and it was just for federal employees. It wasn't even for all employees,
right.
Just federal employees.
But aren't they already
making
$15? I mean, I don't know any federal employees not making.
It's a topsy-turvy world. I have no.
But then again, I don't know. Maybe.
Knowing Trump, he probably put it back down to like $7.25.
Yeah, right. That's true.
And he's probably trying to get it back up. I don't know. I have no clue. But I don't know. I think it's a big steaming pile of horse pucky, because I know we can't curse on this show.
Well, it's I mean, if we're going to print money,
right.
I mean, there was already $1 trillion sitting there that they hadn't even spent yet.
Right.
Right. And now we're going to add.
That trillion.
We're going to add what, almost $2 trillion more to it. So I mean, we're just going to keep printing this money. But we'll make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
I mean, $1,400 doesn't solve anyone's problem.
I think they put that way into that's the getaway money.
Yeah.
Like if the country collapses, like the same way a company or a gangster, you have your getaway money.
Getaway cash.
You loot the pension fund or something like that.
So you can hop the non-existent spends to Mexico.
Yeah. They'll probably head to Russia.
Yeah.
And then he'll take them in and let them live a very luxurious life in that incredibly corrupt country. So
well, I guess they'd fit right in.
They would.
Yeah.
They probably would love it. Except the winters are terrible.
Oh.
I don't know about that. You know where things are also terrible? You know where they are? The border.
Oh, yeah.
There's a huge border crisis going on right now.
Yeah, I just read an article right before we started that it's all Trump's fault.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I read that article too.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of them out there.
Right.
And all of it is complete BS. Because at the end of the day, I mean, people said Trump was basically like Hitler. And now people are actually living more like they were in a concentration camp where like they get fed occasionally and they only can shower once a week.
Yeah, and they're sharing not even cots, like pieces of the floor to take turns sleeping. The floor. Yeah.
I mean,
incredible.
You know, and the funny thing is, like, of course, there's all kinds of hypocrisy from the media. They're pretending like it's not there. Now it's gotten to the point, when you see it in the New York Times, you know,
they can't ignore it anymore.
The jig is up. You cannot ignore this any longer. You know, and I think it's getting bad. It's getting worse because it's like you have on video the senile old man, like when he can string out two coherent sentences, it's always to say something really dumb or something which is terrible policy, which is like, hey, basically the message is, come on in. We won't deport you.
Right.
It's on again. Yay, Trump's over. Now come on in. You know, nobody's going to deport you. And now we have so many people just like crammed and like it's like at 700% capacity.
Yeah.
It's craziness. I wish I was a Democrat and I could be that incompetent and get away with it.
Right.
And hurt people so much and get away with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's got to be, it's like a get out of jail free card.
It's amazing.
To be woke. Yeah. It's craziness. So when do you think things are going to get to normal with the vaccination?
When do I think it's going to go back to normal?
Yeah, when are we going to, you know?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's like Texas is into the mask mandate, right?
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah. Florida, yeah.
So.
And apparently South Carolina did as well.
When?
Around the same time everyone else did. McMaster lifted the mask mandate. However, the city of Columbia still has their mandate.
Really?
Their own mandate. And of course businesses are still allowed to require you to wear a mask if they choose to.
Right.
You know, as a private business. I don't know if you actually, I don't know if you saw the video of the woman in Texas that got arrested for refusing to wear a mask in a bank.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she's a freedom fighter.
Well, she's something. But she was all yelling that the governor had lifted the mask mandate and she didn't have to wear it. and the police officer gave her every opportunity to not take her to jail.
So if I was to go to Greenville, plug, doing a thing at the Comedy Zone on Thursday, come out if you're in Greenville.
Yeah, what time?
7. This thing starts at 8.
Where at in Greenville?
The Comedy Zone in Greenville.
Cool.
Am I going to have to wear a mask?
I don't know. I don't know what
Is it what they do?
Yeah, it depends.
So it depends on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, sometimes this country can be a little too decentralized.
Right.
A little too much. I just want to stop having to wear a mask. I think the worst of it is over. It's time to get back to normal.
Yeah.
I think this is really like little gremlins like Dr. Fauci, just like being able to
have control.
Run it. Yeah, that's all it is.
Absolutely.
It's sad.
I agree.
You know who's losing control? That crazy woman, Meghan Markle. Did you see anything about that Oprah interview?
Yeah, I didn't watch any of it, and
I didn't either.
I feel really good that I didn't watch any of it.
Oh yeah.
Because I think it's a complete waste of time. For any one of those people sharing that platform to say that they're oppressed.
Oh yeah.
Is the biggest hypocrisy I have ever heard.
That might be the greatest example of lack of self-awareness.
Right.
In the past.
Yeah.
50 years.
Right.
Easily. I don't know how you top it, because I do like keeping up with the royal family just because I know the history. It's the motherland.
Yeah.
A lot of what happened with that family is exactly why this country is what it is.
Well, I mean,
it's history.
We all have our things that we waste time on following or whatever.
It is a complete
I follow the
waste of time.
NCAA tournament. Is it going to make me a better person at the end of the day?
And I follow the crown.
Right. There you go.
But you do win the penis measuring contest. So good job on that. Because I'm the one watching the crown.
A contest I didn't even know I was in.
Well,
you
won. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. So the whole thing about that is I just don't need to hear from a woman in a $5,000 dress living in a huge mansion in LA about how oppressed she is.
Right.
And then of course she has to, they tried to betray the family but not betray the family.
Yeah, I mean, well, what did you think that you tried to change the royal family?
Right.
Like the royal family was just going to bow down to you.
Well,
and
this
like,
person,
hey, we'll change our ways.
This person said something racist. Okay, who said it? Oh, I didn't follow up on that.
Right.
Wow.
That doesn't matter. Somebody said it.
That doesn't even convict you in the court of public opinion, much less law. It's just like, what the hell? I think it's just funny because in this country, people are more favorable to them, of course, because they're pretty much, they don't care about the king or queen or anything like that. But in Britain, they are hated now. They're absolutely hated, so totally backfired. And now there's no way for them to go back except for humiliation.
Well, is it Britain or just the royal part?
Oh no, like all of the UK, they're against them. Because it's just such an obvious example of, okay, you're just trying to not only be a spoiled person claiming oppression, but it's also you're making accusations and all this
we fought a war over 200 years ago so that I wouldn't have to pay attention to the crown. And here we are, still paying attention to the crown.
That's good to show you the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Right.
So, it's headlines time. Are you ready to guess the real headline?
I am. Let's do it.
Real headlines? Let's do it. All right. So, first one, and I will read these twice so you get them all. The Tokyo Olympics official resigns after calling plus-size celebrity Olympic. Okay. Number one.
Plus size celebrity.
Yeah, plus size celebrity. He called them an Olympic. Okay. With ratings down, the network's hunt for a Trump replacement. Okay. Let's just go ahead and say that one's true. That one's true. Totally true. That was too obvious. I should have gotten a better one. Fight over stimulus check led to quadruple murder, court docs say.
Wow.
Okay, that's another one. And the other one is San Francisco poop patrol boss found in possession of scat porn.
I don't even want to. Okay.
Scat porn is porn involving shit.
I really don't know. I don't want to.
Okay. Well, now you know. All right. So to read them one more time. Tokyo Olympics official resigns after calling plus-size celebrity Olympic.
Okay.
What do you think? True or false?
I'm gonna pass on that one. Want to hear the other?
Pass on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
But we've already agreed that with ratings down, the network's on for a Trump replacement. That was true.
Okay.
We've already done that one.
All right.
Yeah, for comedy reasons.
They're not doing a really good job of replacing them.
No, they're not. They don't have any.
In fact, I just read an article the other day talking about a waste of time.
Yeah.
Something about his Boeing 747 is docked in an airport in New York because it's like broken down or something.
Oh.
Because it's old, right, or whatever. And I was like, after getting done reading it, I was just like, what? Why was this even?
Who cares?
Like, yeah, it's like the biggest who cares story since Oprah and the.
If he gets reelected in 2024, it'll be because the media misses him. Yeah. That's the great irony of the whole thing. That'll be why he gets reelected. So, the other ones were fight over stimulus check led to quadruple murder, court docs say. I
think I read that, so I'm gonna go true. It's like $600 or something.
Okay. Oh, I didn't even actually share this one. I'm sorry. Organization says sharing Oprah interview memes is digital blackface. I didn't tell you that one before. Sorry, I only did 4.
That's true.
That's how we run things around here. Everybody out there watching Fireside Chats. Yes, that one is true.
Okay.
Okay. And fight over stimulus check led to quadruple murder. Court docs say we established that is true. And then San Francisco Poop Patrol boss found in possession of scat porn.
Well, if you have a fetish for poop and you're the poop boss, I'll say true.
No, that's the one I made
up. Really?
Yeah, I made that one up. Actually, it was about something about how he got busted for corruption, and they're not really doing anything to clean up the poop.
Did they say what the corruption was?
They did not.
So it could be.
It could be.
It could be.
But the one who was also true was Tokyo Olympics official resigns after calling plus-size celebrity Olympic. That one was true. I figured we would all figure that one was true because the Japanese are not known for their being a lot of male feminists over there. Not at all. So, now it's time for us to move on to our guest. Okay, this gentleman, Tony, is a local comedian and podcaster.
Oh, great.
I've been on one of his podcasts already. I'll be a guest soon on the DPS podcast, which he's doing right now. He'll tell us more about that. He was also in Wild Out. We performed at Comedy Zone. He plays all over. Let's hear it for Donovan Stroud.
All right.
You know, if you wear a... Oh, I was about to say...
Well, I just wanted to get 6 feet first.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Protocol.
Cares so much about the fake plague. That's wonderful.
Don't say that. That's how you get it. You can't say that. That's
I've been saying that for a year now.
You haven't gotten it?
No, I haven't gotten it. If I might have gotten it, though. I just don't know.
That's true.
Well,
you could have been asthmatic the entire time.
So, Donovan, what's up?
Not much, man.
Yeah.
You used to work at Amazon. You probably have to get tested if you worked there, right?
I don't work at Amazon
You used
anymore.
to. That's what I'm saying.
I used to, yeah, but I was gone long before the coronavirus thing. For the record, we are not fans of Amazon here. I don't know, are you a fan of Amazon at all?
I mean, not overall, no.
Okay, cool.
I like local business.
I am an avid consumer of Amazon, but I tend to despise them as a mailman because they're not allowed to use the mailboxes, and they still do.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, yeah, that just gets in the way.
So, speaking of mail, where is my mail? What's up?
Well, 4 people died, actually, to get the mail that I was going to deliver to you. They fought over it.
What?
Did they tell you while you were looking like that?
Are you serious, or?
Well, that was a headline y'all just had.
Oh, wait, what was that?
Yeah, the stimulus check thing.
Oh, no. That was a quadruple murder. But I think they were fighting over who got the money.
Yeah, that's the joke I was trying to make.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
like
like
I was saying, 4 people died for his check. Yeah.
Right. That's my fault.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know.
The truth was, I just didn't feel like getting out of the truck because you don't have a curbside mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I just didn't
I
feel
understand.
Like it.
Are you having a mail problem, Tom?
Yeah, actually, I kind of am. It's not. It just shows up whenever it kind of just shows up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I hear you all are behind. Is that true? Is the Postal Service overall, or do you? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how high up you are in the postal chain. I'm not trying to put you on the spot either.
No, I've been there for 5.5 years, and they've been behind the whole time.
Really?
The whole time?
Because like I get mail. Like one was from my landlord, and it was postmarked like January 29th.
Really?
Yeah, and I just got it like 4 or 5 days ago.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What's going on over there, Donovan?
With the packages, we're actually pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
we deliver on Sundays for Amazon,
Okay.
and I'll get a package on a Friday,
Right.
and it has at the top labeled for Sunday delivery, and I'll be like, that's either really late or really early.
Yeah.
And, I think it's early.
When did they start doing the Sunday delivery?
Right around when they fired this guy Adam Cook, that was just really just halting the operation.
No, they fired me because Jeff Bezos basically decided to have sex with that human Barbie doll, and his wife divorced him and became the wealthiest divorcee in the history of humanity.
That's right.
And so he lost billions of dollars and he had to get it back, and so my job had to go. That is why. That was funny joke though, but I'm telling you, like ultimately this is why I'm telling you, I don't care about Jeff Bezos having billions of dollars. I don't care about that because I'm not a stupid hippie. But I would kill him with a claw hammer if I had the chance. Like I would hit him with a blunt end, and then I would flip it around and I would bury the sharp end in his bald head. And so you have to yank with all of your strength to pull it out. That's how much I hate Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
It screwed me over.
Well, I'm glad I'm on your good side.
Thank you. I'm glad too.
My mind went to his wife basically was like a bank robber, and then I also went to thinking, they call big butts a big bank now apparently.
Right.
So I was like, oh, so that's the trap. It's just like that's how you marry the guy and then you take all his money.
Right.
But,
Well, what his wife and ugly mistress proved is that he probably used to masturbate to Barbie dolls. Like he liked a plastic doll.
right,
Like
but not just the doll,
into
but
that.
the purchase of the doll.
Right. He enjoyed that as well, I think. It's it's a deep psychological thing, deep psychological issue.
I would say you're probably spot
on his
on.
part and my part for caring about it. That's my own psychological issue.
I stay out of the world of psychology.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So where are you at politically? This is about current events. What do you think about everything we talked about?
Everything you guys talked about. That's, a lot. There was a lot.
Well, it don't have to be what we talked about. You can talk about whatever you want. What do you want?
I was actually, the whole time, I was like, I should have brought my notebook. Because there was just so many things I would say something, be like, oh, I can make a joke right here with this.
Right.
But I didn't bring my notebook like a doofus. But a lot of interesting stuff. Talked about Biden falling off some stairs.
Yeah.
I thought that was a funny video. It did seem done on purpose, for sure. Like somebody that was told they better fucking trip on your way up there.
Yeah.
Like somebody just got in his ear right before. I saw they had an Asian guy in a mask walking with them.
Really?
Maybe the Secret Service or maybe, insider.
That could have been a Chinese spy for all.
Yeah, maybe.
Or
Or his buddy.
He's like,
Yeah.
hey, fucker, trip going up the stairs.
Might have been his handler.
Yeah.
Well, it could have been, yeah.
Well, we can't make those jokes, hashtag stop Asian hate, all lives matter. Or I can't say that one.
Yeah.
Shit.
Now you've offended the entire
messed up.
room and the audience.
Damn.
So, I agree with stop the Asian hate. Absolutely.
I didn't know there was Asian.
I hadn't heard, that's what I say, I hadn't heard about that.
That's why I like delivering the mail, actually. There's a lot of Asian people on my route, and there's this new guy moving into this very nice house, and I made sure, I was like, hey, I made sure to tell him, I'm sorry about Atlanta.
Sorry about the,
it really sucked in Atlanta. I'm really sorry that happened.
And then I'm sure
What was the response?
He said, give me my fucking package, you asshole.
Well, that's the response I would have had. It wouldn't have been that clean, though. It would have been a little bit dirtier, I think.
And from you, that is not surprising.
So when did you decide to steal Patrick Swayze's look?
About the same time I decided to just steal everything. And
Yeah, just take it all, right?
Unoriginal.
I like
everything.
I like the mullet. I like the Billy Ray Cyrus look. Yeah, I like that.
You know, I'm starting to sing too. I'm learning piano.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's a good thing to do. I always regretted I never learned how to play the piano.
It's
I know
so
it's a
fun.
random thing
Mhm.
to regret, but I do regret that.
You're not too old, I don't think.
No.
Yeah, you probably pick it up.
Or I could like learn how to play guitar finally.
Mhm.
Yeah. So spoiled I was. I had 2 guitars and I never learned how to play anything. So,
I've donated 2 guitars.
really?
Yeah.
To what?
Like, I had them, didn't use them, so I was like, I'm not going to sell it, just so I can just give it away.
Sold it.
I'm a nice person, and I'm purchasing them.
Oh, okay. Well, I get that. But, I don't know. I would have sold it. I guess I'm a bad person. Yeah, because I would have sold it.
You're all about money, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's all
Right.
about, you know.
All right, so tell us about the podcast, Donovan.
Yeah.
What's the name of it?
The one that I do by myself, where I have guests occasionally, is
Mhm.
called Don't Go Postal Podcast.
Okay.
And maybe
New
a
episode
mailman.
coming up with me on it.
It's out now. Go on
Oh.
Anchor and or the podcast apps, or Don't Go Postal Podcast,
Yeah.
and you can find.
I confess about, you know, all kinds of parts of my life.
Yeah, you got molested.
I did. I did by an older girl. So
Huh.
it's a weird, confusing thing to deal with.
But that's, you know, I guess kind of what I want to go for in the podcast is being able to talk about those kind of things.
Right, right,
Because, you know, going postal is in reference to when they shot up the place, you know.
right.
And that's, you know, going off the brink of, you know, completely insane, you know. You're on the brink of insanity and then you pass that brink, you know,
Mhm.
that's what that is.
Right.
And so Don't Go Postal is,
Yeah.
you know, ways to stay sane.
But you
not
said
do
you've
that.
struggled yourself with mental issues.
That's the reason I canceled on you the last time there, sir.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm not trying to. I'm just saying, like,
No,
you,
that's
you
it, yeah.
struggled with it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm clinically depressed. Like, I've gotten diagnosed with depression, and I've taken
Yeah.
medication, but I've stopped. You know, I like the side effects of it. You know, dick game a little bit stronger. You know, but
That's always a good thing. Yeah.
you know, and then you come off of it, right? When you come off of it, it's
Right.
like you're fucking 2-pump chump, and then you got to get your
You
shit
gotta
back.
get your fuck game back where
Right.
it needs to be.
So if you get off the
Yeah.
medication, you gotta worry about that come down. You
Right.
know, don't try and impress anybody on that
Right.
come down off your medication, because
Right.
you gotta get back into it. You know, maybe start with somebody you're not so invested in.
Right. Yeah. Like a hooker.
You ever fucked a hooker guy?
Not that I'll ever admit it. I mean, I'm leaving that out there. You know, but I won't admit it one way or the other. My girl tried to do that with me, like, so tell me, like, have you ever done this? Like, I'm not falling for that.
Mhm.
I'm not falling for that trap. I'm not saying
Well, she's like, I
anything.
swear, like I won't get mad.
No, I'm not gonna tell you. You'll tell your wife, and then she'll tell my girl. That's the way women are. Yeah, we can't have that at all. So what's the other podcast? Let's change the subject.
The DPS podcast, which
Yes.
is with me, Donovan on the D,
Mhm.
Pudgy, which is the P.
Who has been on the
here,
show? Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And Sauce.
Right, Sauce
Sauce
got
got
Davis.
Davis.
His real name is Anderson.
Oh, don't put his government information out there, man.
I didn't say his last name.
Anderson's enough. That sounds like a last name.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So he
I
has
don't
two
even know
last
if I
names.
know his last name.
You know, like some people have 2 first names. He has 2 last names.
His last
Right,
name is
right.
a last name sounding last name.
So you wouldn't be good at NASCAR though, because you gotta have 2 first names.
I gotta find out what his middle name is.
Well, I knew a dude once called Andy Anderson. Shout out to Andy Anderson. That was like literally, it's like Andrew Anderson. Like really, like I guess his parents liked alliteration.
I knew a girl named Allison one time, and she got married to a guy whose last name was Allison.
Allison.
Yeah, so now her name's Allison.
And she officially changed it? She
Yeah,
knew that?
yeah,
was
she
like, "I accept
officially
it."
changed it.
Oh.
I think you should have kept your first name and do like the hyphenated,
Right?
like.
So
what
then
was
you've
her
been
original
Allison,
first-
Allison, what, or I guess it's been Allison. I don't even remember what her
Well,
middle
her-
name is now.
Allison Coates Allison. You
Yeah,
know, like
right.
something like that. Yeah.
She thinks that her husband's mad at him by calling her her first and last name, but really he's just saying her first name twice.
Right.
Right.
It's like, Allison, Allison! She's like, no, it's okay.
It probably makes like sex weird too. Cause like Allison, Allison, like I don't know, please stop. It's like you're hearing your name. Oh, Allison, 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 Allison. It's like you're hearing your name again and again and again and again. It would be a weird experience.
Adam, Adam.
No. That would, if someone says Adam, Adam, I'm gonna be worried. Like, what's going on here? Are you about to kill me?
That's why I said I'm about to.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can't take me.
Dude, it
Come on, man.
doesn't matter.
That mullet doesn't make you tough, man.
Chrome
So-
45 does.
Ooh, someone's being sassy.
I don't have Chrome 45. It just sounds nice.
So, what's the story with the DPS podcast?
DPS, damage per second is another, way to say it, but that is not us. That's actually another podcast that's called the DPS podcast. We should probably change our name because there's also a DPS podcast. There's multiple.
You can steal some of their shine.
You think?
Yeah,
Maybe
sure.
we outshine them and they decide to pay us for our name.
They could. They could.
Okay, I'll do that.
We'll let that fantasy flourish.
I'll do that.
That could happen. What's so where do y'all do it? You're at the sandbar?
Yeah, Sandbar. Sorry, I'm not very promoting this very well right now.
No.
It's at the Sandbar every Wednesday, 7 p.m.
Is that mic better than the last time I was there? Because it was like a bad night, I think. Right? How many people do you usually get at that mic?
No, it's a blast every time, man.
Yeah.
And that one night was a very
I'm saying, what was their average? How many people do you usually get out there?
1,000.
Really? That's awesome.
No protocol.
Because that's actually one of your your lesser mics, really. If it's just 1,000. But I know you get usually 5.
Well, I usually get
5,
around 210,000 people each.
Right.
Each one.
Yeah. Out there late. Yeah. I can totally see that.
Every Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can watch it on the Facebook page, the DPS podcast. Every
Yeah, yeah.
Wednesday, 7 p.m.
Sounds great.
All right. There you go. What else you want to promote? What you up to?
That's it, man. Donovan Stroud on Instagram. Donovan Stroud Comedy, I think.
Yeah. And recently I've been on his Don't Go Postal podcast. That's up right now. Check that out. Doing that every Wednesday. I am going to come by the Sandbar.
Yeah, and
Enjoy
there's an
some
open
more
mic
open
after.
mic. Right, yeah. And that'll be a lot of fun too, the open mic. And it's going to be, and I hope we can work together. I know Wild Out probably done right now, right?
I mean, unless it is a Wild Out improv team that is fully vaccinated.
Right.
I think we can bring it back.
Yeah, we're going to have to all get vaccinated, so we're going to have to convince a lot of people who are skeptical to get vaccinated.
Like you, man.
I'm
You're
getting
skeptical.
vaccinated. It's just apparently I'm not important enough, according to the government, to get vaccinated yet.
May
I
1st,
think-
open the.
Yeah, I was
you
saying
can
May
get
1st is
yeah.
when I can get it.
You know,
Until then, it
if you
didn't
still-
matter.
If you still work through Amazon, you'd probably be able to.
I would rather murder Jeff Bezos with the hammer, I think, honestly. Because I found a better job where it's like Amazon, but they actually treat you like a human being.
Oh,
So there you go.
UPS?
No. It's different, but I'm not going to name names right now. Because I don't want this to get back to them, and then they see things
It's not
and
going to
say,
be UPS because they suck.
Well, yeah. You know, the funny thing is like, I did UPS way back in the day. Loading those trucks, it was terrible. But, you know, what's really funny is how, like, at this place, you know, they all know we're already, like, they're doing a little blurb. Like, all right, give me a little blurb about yourself. And I was like, growing up on the mean streets of Columbia, South Carolina, has helped Adam become the comedian, writer, actor, and part-time sex symbol he is today. And he likes walks on the beach, puppies, and croquet.
Don't be modest.
That's my
You're full-time sex.
Full-time sex symbol. Right here. Oh, it's all in the gut.
That's right.
Everybody, that's how you get it.
And in some cultures, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. It shows that I obviously am a fat, lazy, spoiled piece of crap. So come have my children out there, somebody. All right, so Donovan, it's time for the last part of the show. Well, not the last part of the show. The last part of the show is a moment of inspiration.
Yeah.
That's Tony's. But my positive inspiration and contribution to all this is who would win in a fight. Okay, we've had everyone from Karl Marx versus Adam Smith to Amelia Earhart versus Eleanor Roosevelt. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
We never used that episode, but it was one of them. We'll have to bring that back.
Mm-hmm.
And today we have Hillary Clinton versus a reincarnated Barbara Bush. So, you're the guest. You
Does
can go
reincarnated Barbara Bush have special powers?
That's up to your interpretation, because she could be a zombie Barbara Bush. And
I'm just
so,
trying to,
yeah.
you threw in reincarnation. I was wondering if that was special.
She could be the second coming of Jesus, if you choose to interpret it that way. It's entirely up to you. It's up to the individual. Here we respect individual liberty.
Well,
here at Fireside Chats.
Initially, I was going to say Hillary, just because of the
That she's a crazy
threat
person.
and intimidation level and fear surrounding her.
Yeah.
And just like her bodyguards, I would imagine, just anybody that she can throw at you,
She'll make you disappear.
She has people, yeah.
She has had people killed.
When I was thinking about that, I was like,
Allegedly.
She could have an army. She could have an army of people. That's what I was thinking with that. But then you said reincarnated Barbara Bush.
Right.
And so I was thinking.
Gotta take that into account.
I was thinking like Pamela Anderson, the Barb movie where she's Barbarella or something. And so
barbed wire?
Yes.
Yes.
So I was imagining Barbara Bush.
Because she was naked.
Kind of like a reincarnated young Pamela Anderson kicking ass.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say that would be Hillary's bodyguard. She's just wiping them out.
Yeah, she's destroyed her. And then she gets to Hillary and she says some cool action line. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
She gets George to come just push a tower on top of it.
Right. Ooh, that's 9/11 reference. That's crazy. That might be offensive. But we'll come back to that.
Hey, he's on a book tour right now, George Bush.
W?
Yeah, George W. Bush is on a book
Is he
tour
really?
right now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, talking about the importance of immigration.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, he needs somebody to cut his lawn for cheap.
I guess so.
So that's a big lawn. It's a lot of bare ass.
Well, everything's bigger in Texas.
It is.
Is he originally from
Except
Texas?
for their genitals.
I think he was born in Texas. I think he was.
That family.
No, they're originally from Connecticut.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
They're from Connecticut.
Well, maybe it was Maine. I thought it was Connecticut.
It's
I could be
somewhere
wrong.
in the Northeast.
Don't quote me.
But that's an old blue blood family going
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
We're just trying to figure out the main state this morning.
Right.
It was one of them.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure the W was born in Texas.
Yeah, I don't know where they, because Jeb is out in Florida,
Yeah.
right? And they're
Jeb
not.
seems like West Virginia.
Yeah, he does seem like that. Yeah. So who do you think would win?
Who I think would win?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with the Hildebeest.
Hildebeest.
I feel that Barbara knows too much.
Yeah, she'd have her killed.
Yeah.
But see, the thing would be Hillary that did it. She would have an assassin do it, or
No,
Well,
man.
if she
yeah,
would
but
poison
but it's still
them or
done.
something. She seems like a poisoner.
Yeah.
I feel like she could get in the vampire form, like Dracula.
Right. I disagree. I got to go with Barbara Bush because that chick was supposed to be fierce
Mm-hmm.
back in her day. She was known to be kind of a no. She probably would have intimidated Hillary
Yeah.
because
Maybe.
she was first of all, she's got the
Well,
size.
she had wisdom.
She had wisdom.
Because
She
she
knew
was
how to
way
fight.
older. So
Right.
I mean, so there's something to be said for that.
That was a big chick though. I mean, she
Yeah.
could sit on her and just kill her.
So who's your vote for?
I'm voting for Barbara Bush because if she's zombie Barbara Bush, that's the thing too. There really is no stopping her. You
Mm-hmm.
can't kill her again. So she's back from the dead. Maybe she does have superpowers.
Yeah.
What if it was
Yeah.
Barbara Bush and Pelosi versus Hillary and AOC? Tag team.
Oh, definitely the first one. Because that AOC chick, you know that she's a little bony.
She would have a machete.
Okay.
I think she would have a machete, and she would just fuck some people up.
I don't know, man. I think she's weak. I think she'd be the weak link of that.
If I were to put her into a video game, kind of like Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
I'd give her a machete.
You ever machete? I mean, I could see her having claws.
Maybe a machete and
actual,
then a small
long
knife.
claws or
A double. Like a machete and a knife.
I think you also write a comic book.
Yeah. But I will say this about AOC, and we'll end it on this. Totally hot. Yes, I would have hate sex with her. So.
I was wondering the whole episode.
Oh, absolutely. And now you know, out there, everybody.
And what you didn't want to know.
Right. So that's why we have to end it with Tony, because Tony is the one who
Yep.
takes us out on a positive.
All right. So here is your moment of inspiration, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
The poorest way to face life is to face it with a sneer. There are many men who feel a kind of twisted pride and cynicism. There are many who confine themselves to criticism of the way others do what they themselves dare not even attempt. There is no more unhealthy being, no man less worthy of respect than he who either really holds or feigns to hold an attitude of sneering disbelief toward all that is great and lofty, whether in achievement or in that noble effort which, even if it fails, comes to second achievement. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who, at the best, knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who, at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.